Okay. Hello. How is everybody doing? Hi, Jen. Hi, Georgina.
Hello. Hi. I'm
Hello.
great, thank you. The weather in the UK is beautiful. How is it where you are?
Uh,
Okay,
okay.
it's rare that it's good in the UK, so I'm going to be celebrating that. How about you, Jen?
Uh, okay.
Okay, it's rare that it's good in the UK, so I'm going to be celebrating that. How about you, Jen?
Okay. I think
We've got a bit delay.
today, Jen and I, we have a lot of announcements, and we will go live and we will do a small interview with Georgina, and she has a very cool announcement as well. So, Jen, how's it going?
Great. Super excited to be back. We haven't seen a lot of our friends here who are joining since Climate Action Day in November. So I see we have Kalyani joining us here. We have Afreen. Hello, everyone. Friends from India, UAE, Singapore. We've missed seeing everyone. So Kun and I were hoping to come on live today for about 20, 30 minutes just to share some updates with you all. And then we're hoping to come back every month to share updates because we've been behind the scenes since November cooking up some new ideas, and we'd love to get everyone's opinions and feedback as we go along. So thanks for being with us here for our first live of 2022. Hope everyone's having a great start to the new year. And as Kun mentioned, we have a very special guest, and a lot of you met Georgina at Climate Action Day in November. So looking forward to having her joining us in just a little bit to answer some questions and share some exciting news.
Great. So, we were really excited about announcing the 250 schools of excellence. And yeah, I think they all showed a lot of enthusiasm. It was really great to see how they did it with their students. I also love to see what the students did, their actions and their solutions as well. And we are going to discuss a little bit more about that with Georgina as well. But this was in collaboration with the Cartoon Network, and we are now working on a plaques to be shipped to every single one of those schools. And I know that everybody is waiting for those. So yeah.
Congratulations to all the schools. We're loving learning about what's happening and keeping connected as we go along. So watch for those plaques. They're going to be coming soon, and hopefully those pictures will be coming in and we'll be able to share those with you all as well. So we have another update. Hopefully everyone here has registered to get updates on our newsletter. Every month for about the past 6 months, we've been sharing out a newsletter the first Tuesday of the month. And we had a newsletter go out yesterday. And so we were excited to share about our monthly booster. So if you remember, in November, we announced that we have 8 climate action boosters. These are grab and go activities, free for all and available for classrooms of all ages. And this month, we are excited to highlight our first climate action booster, which is with our amazing partners at Wakelet. So this grab and go resource is all around climate action with digital citizenship. So as your students are engaging with new content, we know that there's a lot of information out there around climate change and the environment. So this helps them to really start to assess the different resources that they're engaging with and to become a critical consumer of information. So there is a Wakelet collection that you can dive in and access, and you can share on what your classroom is doing with digital citizenship through that. Also, with our friends at Wakelet, we had our climate action book list for classrooms. So we had 150 books that were curated by 20 global educators. And so we'd love to have you check that out. One of the books is Climate Action with Georgina. So we are so honored to have her with us today. So hopefully you can check out all of those resources. And another resource that we launched this past year that we're super proud of is our Earth Project app.
Yeah, exactly. So climate education has been, well, not really all over the place, but it has been, people have been talking about it. And I noticed that when you speak with teachers about climate education, also sometimes referred to as CCE, um, people don't really, I think people are convinced what it is and that they should make sure that they bring it to their school and their classroom. But when you speak with some experts, people from government, etc., sometimes they're a bit confused about the benefits of climate education. And so that is why Jen and I decided to come up with an app which shows the data, which shows the impact of climate education, of students taking action, students coming up with solutions, not only planting trees, but also taking small actions, which basically everyone is able to take. And so we had a chat with Georgina as well. And what we decided to do is to do a competition, some kind of a challenge with this app with schools. And the great thing is that we had 450 different teams being created, and they took action for like a few weeks in October last year. And 20 of those, we will be celebrating them today with Georgina. So Georgina, hi.
Hi, great to see you. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know that you are an author, which is cool.
But there's more. Yeah, so I've worked on sustainability, environmental, climate change issues for about 20 years now, and I guess I grew up on a farm, and so was always really interested in nature and in the environment, and really interested in our humans' impact on the environment. And but 20 years ago, there weren't many jobs around that helped you address those impacts. So it was kind of a circuitous path for me. But I knew I wanted to work with animals, and I knew I wanted to be outside as much as I could. So I started working for WWF. And I was lucky enough then to work with loads of companies, and I started helping them. And prior to that, I should say I studied zoology and climate change and environmental sciences, and became an environmental consultant, and then moved to WWF. And then from there went on to work with lots of different companies on sustainability and how they could be more sustainable, how they could be more earth friendly, what they could do to make their biggest impact. And then when I had my son 6 years ago, I wanted to read him inspiring books, and I wanted to help him to learn about the environment. And what I was really surprised at is I found a lack of books around that were really honest about the biodiversity crisis and the climate crisis. So I started writing little books for him, things mostly in rhyming verse to make him laugh, and small picture books. And then I realized that there was still a dearth for older children. So I then started writing books for older children about climate change and climate action. So yeah, that's a potted history. I've always wanted to be in nature, and I've always wanted to work for nature. So that's the circuitous path I've taken.
That's amazing. So I'm really curious about your perspective. What is it that students and teachers can do? What would be a most efficient solution or action they can take for like climate change?
It's such a good question, and it really depends as well. It really depends on time. I think time and resources, and time is obviously a resource. I think I think the most important thing we can all do is to talk about climate change, and in all as many situations as possible, because that's when you engage with other people on their thoughts on climate change and biodiversity, that's when interesting conversations come up, because some people might think differently. Some people might have amazing ideas. You might have amazing ideas. So I think talking and finding things that make you really passionate that's probably the most important thing for teachers and students alike. But above that, I think I'll go back to what Elizabeth Wafuti said in the interview that we did back for Climate Action Day, when she said it's so important for us to envisage the world we want to live in. So take the time. It need only take 2 minutes to sit and close our eyes and think about the world that we want to live in and the world we want to leave to our children. And I think that's it. It sounds so simple and almost trite and almost, oh yeah, I just want a beautiful world. If we really think about it, and really get a picture in our head for what we envision for our world and the world of our family and our friends and our schools, that's incredibly powerful. And if some of the listeners and viewers remember, what Elizabeth said was that had grounded her in everything she had done. That vision that she held in her heart, in her mind's eye, wherever you feel it sits, that had grounded her in all of the action that she had taken. And now I look back on my life, she put into words what I'd done as well. And what she also said that was so powerful was how that took her through all the hard times when she just thought, oh, no one's listening. She would just think back to what she was aiming for and remind herself why she was doing what she was doing every day, and it kept her going. So I think envisaging what we want and appreciating it. There's the recent film Don't Look Up, which some of you may have seen. Fantastic film. Leonardo DiCaprio, always good. I'm a big fan. And one of the things he says at the end is, we didn't realize how good we had it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm saying this because the sun is shining here in the UK today. I don't know how it is for everybody else around the world, but wow, nature is incredible in tiny, even when it's raining, especially when it's raining, because everything starts growing. So yeah, I'm adding to the list. Get that picture in your head of what really makes your heart sing. Appreciate what you have, whatever it looks like, however small. You know, I've lived in London for 20 years, and actually my piece of nature was quite small, but you know what? It was incredible. And I shared it with millions of other people, but it was incredible. And then just talk about how you feel about nature and about any concerns you have about climate change and biodiversity loss. And see if there's anyone out there that wants to work with you and, you know, join amazing schemes like the Climate Action Day and use the app that you guys have developed to learn and find other people and do more. And then if you've got more time, I still think one of the most effective singular actions is look at where your money is. So if you have a savings account, a junior savings account, who is it with? Is it with a bank who's investing in fossil fuels? Or is it with, amazing Triodos, who are a Dutch bank? Do your parents have pensions from their work? What are those pensions supporting? What do you like to buy? Look at what you're buying as a teacher or, as a student. Look at those things and trace that back to what your impact is from what your money is doing. Because very sadly, but truly in this world currently, money talks, and our money is very busy when we've spent it. So we need to know where it's gone. Who are you buying your energy from? Are they a wonderful energy company who've invested, a huge percent in renewable energy, or are they just an energy company who are doing nothing and are only providing you with oil and gas? So yeah, I think that's probably enough of a list, isn't it? But it might have been a surprise to you, but my big one, and after 20 years of working on this, goes back to that envisaging.
That's wonderful. Thank you
No.
so much for writing that book. Would you mind showing it, your book?
Yes. So
It's
here's
wonderful.
the latest book, Climate Action. And yeah, it's quite big, not too thick. And it's I hope, really straightforwardly written. And I sort of poured, I'm trying to keep it in shot. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. I poured everything I'd learned into this from, the last 20 years, because especially in the past, and I think that's changing now, the complexity that I used to find in books on climate change was ridiculous. And as I say, and a lack of good ones for younger people, I felt. So I poured all the fun ideas that I thought were credible into it, all the facts, and there's also loads of incredible change makers on each page. I've got a young change maker who's probably the same age as some of you watching, and what they've done and how they've managed to do it. And some of them have been really up against a lot to make significant changes, unlike some of us in the UK and some of the Western countries who do have more agency and more support to make change.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So is your book available on Amazon, or where can people find your book?
It is. The best place to probably get it is somewhere like Hive. So there's hive.co, I think that's .com. I'll check and put it in the chat later. But Hive support local bookshops. So if you buy through Hive, they will source it from the local bookshop and they will pay that bookshop. Amazon, as we all know, a big conglomerate. And the other place it's available is Waterstones, and it's available in a few different stores. I think Blackwell's in the States. But again, I can post some of those if that's useful. But yeah.
Great. And then we have 20 lucky people. And what will happen with those 20 winners, Georgina?
Well, we will send them the book.
Whoa. That's
So,
great. So maybe we need to show the 20 winners. And this is the list of the schools. And they all participated in our challenge with the app. And basically, what we did is making sure that they created teams through the app, and they took action by avoiding using single-use plastics, but also taking small actions to avoid carbon, basically.
that's amazing. Well done, everyone. Wow.
So they will be getting a book by the one and only Georgina Stevens. Yay! I already had teachers and students, both of them, checking in like, where's the book? Didn't we win? So yeah, it will be sent to you. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everybody for taking action and trying to do something more than just talking and blah, blah.
Good for you. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Brilliant.
Yeah. So, Jen.
Yes, congratulations to all these classrooms. And thank you, Georgina, for supporting us. We were really so excited last year to come across you and your book. And if you haven't yet seen this book, it is packed full of goodness, beautiful illustrations, and wonderful science that you can share with the students in your classroom. And really what I found was for students of all ages. I loved learning as an adult from everything you shared there. So this is a very special prize for our 20 classrooms. Really happy for them.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Georgina. And hopefully you come back and share more after the classrooms get their books. Maybe we can have them come on with you and share about the response with the students.
I would love that. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, Kuhn, I've been watching the chat as you and Georgina have had your conversation, and we have so many friends from all around the world. And if you've been a part of our work with Take Action Global, you know that it is much more than Kuhn and myself. We are an army of educators from all across the world who are doing work to ensure that we meet our mission of climate education for all. Teachers who have been with us for years now and helping us to create content, to create experiences, and making sure that all students are part of this conversation as we work to protect our planet and ensure that students and teachers are able to learn and take action themselves. So one thing that we added this past year that a lot of the teachers who I see here in the chat here today were instrumental in helping us build was our Credential Program. So this year we launched Level 1 and Level 2 Certified Climate Action Educator. And I'm so excited to say that we are almost about to hit 1,000 certified Level 1 Climate Action Educators. I think it should probably be within the next few days. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check that out, we would encourage you to go on to earthproject.org. Everything is there ready to go and you can jump in. Level 1 is really about helping educators to understand their identity as a climate action educator, because me, an English teacher here in the United States, I never thought that science would be something that I really landed in. But climate sciences isn't just for the environmental science class, it's for math classes and PE classes. And we have so many teachers from art education. Everyone needs to be a part of this work. So Level 1, it's a 2-hour course and it's an experience to help you really look at yourself and your identity. Then Level 2 is available as well. And if you participated in the Climate Action Project, then you are able to earn Level 2 based on the work that you did as part of that program. So check that out as well. If you didn't yet join us for the Climate Action Project, then you can access Level 2. It's a 6-hour experience that really helps you move from looking at yourself to your role in empowering your community. So we have been so grateful for all of the teachers who have helped us to build out this program. We really believe in recognition of learning, not just for our students, but also for our educators who are doing the work with us. So thank you for that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention the website where you can find the app.
Oh, great.
earthproject.org/app. It's free. It is available for everyone, not only during the projects. And we also, if you want to know more about TAG and you want to see updates, you can find those at our website, takeactionglobal.org. And I also want to stress that not just Jen and me, it's a huge group of educators, of students, a huge community, but also we have great people working with us at the back, behind the curtains on new stuff. And maybe, Jen, there's a few hints about those new
So we have something that we are so excited to announce, but we're going to hold it for a couple more weeks. Yep. We're not going to tell you yet, but February, we are going to be launching something special, and 2 hints. One, it has to do with that amazing app that Kuhn just shared, our Earth Project app. And the second clue is it has something to do with trees. So app plus trees. And so you'll have to stay tuned in the next few weeks. So we'll announce that with our newsletter. And I know Kuhn shared the link to that. If you're not yet on our newsletter list, please feel free to jump in. And then we'll come back live in February and share about our new program open for all teachers and students.
That's great. So basically, we added a new feature to the app, which will be available very soon, as in tomorrow. And we're working on great stuff. Yeah. Maybe something on the certificates and the badges. Some people didn't receive theirs. But in most cases, it went to your spam folder. So please check that folder. Or if not, please check with Jennifer or me, and we will help you through email or through WhatsApp.
Absolutely. If you ever feel like you're not getting messages from us, check spam. It seems like things tend to go there because we send out so many emails to a lot of different teachers. So,
yep. So last year we created the badges and the certificates ourselves, and you received an email from Jen or me. But this year we have been working with Adlusion for that, which also gives more credibility to your badge and your certificate. So basically, we have been doing that for you, but that can mean that you are receiving an email from somebody you don't know and you didn't really notice that you received your certificate.
Yeah.
So from my end, last words would be like, we appreciate you. Stay tuned. We're coming up with new stuff. You don't have to wait until October this time. So we are working on stuff which will allow you to work with us very soon.
Thank you for being here with us. Don't forget to follow us on Take Action EDU across social platforms, and we'll be excited to connect with you there and again next month. So thanks, Koen. Great to see you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Talk to y'all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.